See, Turek, your mind, it is like a gun. And you want to load it up with little itty bitty bullets of knowledge.
What's going on, family? It's your guy Boro, the Lucky Libra, and thank you for tuning in to another episode. Alright, as you can see by the title, we diving into the astrological forecast for the week with the BOROscope energies. Alright, so without further ado, let's get right into it, man. This weekend we've been experiencing a sun in Aquarius, moon in Virgo. Okay, so when the moon is transiting Virgo, we know Virgo's mutable earth, dealing with that Mercury energy. So we dealing with strategizing, organizing, structuring, seeing what's on the to-do list for the week, seeing how we're going to put things in their place. A little restlessness energy, some worrying like energy, and a lot of that energy was motivated and geared towards what? Towards that sun in Aquarius, towards how we're paying attention to our relationships, how we could associate ourselves, our abstract ways of thinking this past couple of weeks, different type of innovative ways we've been thinking about communicating and relating ourselves to others. So we've been trying to work and structure and see how we could fit that into our routine. We've been trying to put people in their places mentally within our relationships over the weekend. Okay, so this is like a heavy energy we was dealing with on Sunday. Now today, February 1st, okay, we up in that February energy now. And to start our Monday, we got the sun square Mars. So with Mars in Taurus and the sun in Uranus, all right, moving a degree a day. The sun is our actions, Mars is our passions. The sun is what we're paying attention to. Mars is our deep root feel, our willpower, our intention, that root chakra energy. You know, when you feel something, when you really want to do something, you feel it down there. You feel it down there. All right. So for the most part, with the sun in Aquarius, right now is a square. And when we got squares, this is a clash, this is friction. So our actions, the sun, what we paying attention to in Aquarius, which I just broke down, it has to find ways to align with our Mars and Taurus. All these intentions that we've been setting with our values, all these new passions and new ways of working on what we value, people, places, and things, all the clashes we may have had fighting for our new value system with Mars and Taurus, we have to find ways to, act on the new awareness we've developed from that Mars and Taurus energy that we dealing with right now. Like I've been saying, with this Mars and Taurus energy could develop a lot of impatience dealing with the people that we value, dealing with our relationships, dealing with certain career goals, dealing with certain forms of structure and security in our lives. Anything revolving around that, how you get paid, how you make money, what makes you secure, the people, places, and things that you're connected to in the physical reality to make you secure. The second house, we super passionate about them things, and we need to have patience with how we're building and connecting to these things. So with the sun in Aquarius clashing, right now we have to learn to act on these things more appropriately. We have to learn to be aware about what relationships and organizations and associations and pairings that we could connect our passions to right now. This is a time, this alignment shows us that we have to be wise about understanding who we could connect to. This is a time for you to understand that if you associating your passions and your goals and things that you have heavy emotion and heavy intent to act on in this lifetime, if you associating them things with Mars and Taurus with other people, because Taurus got Venus energy in it. So Taurus deal with relatability and love and relating. So with Mars here, you may be in a situation right now where you're trying to like in a way spread the foundation of your passions, connect them to others, get other people involved, maybe other people you love, like, or connect to, but they don't have the same passion and desire as you. So with the sun here, we have to be able to see that right now. We have to be able to gain more of an awareness of our passions on Taurus, and with the sun being our actions and Mars being our intentions, overall we have to learn to express our passions and take more action. All right. Taurus is dealing with the mind. Taurus is dealing with, practicality and common sense. Is Earth. Earth is dealing with how to be more grounded and stable with their ways of thinking and expressing themselves. So we may have had Mars here. We may have been real passionate about how action oriented have we been. With the sun here, we're about to be feeling and thinking like, damn, I do have to align my awareness about what I know about my passions with my values, what I know about what I'm building, what I know about what I'm trying to structure, I got to be able to act on what I know. And I got to be able to associate that around the right people with the Sun square Mars. Okay? If you got the Sun square Mars in your chart, you know, a lot of the times, you know, you be slacking on your passions. You passionate about something, you really be having an intent about something, but your actions got to follow it up. You got to pay more attention to it. You got to shed more light on it, Sun. Okay? So universe is going to be implementing new ways starting today for us to see how to deal with our passions if we haven't been paying attention to them or shedding the right amount of light on them. And then as the day goes by, you know, we're going to have the moon entering Libra. Before the moon enters Libra, it's going to trine Venus. Venus at the end stage is at Capricorn. But Venus is also moving into Aquarius. So it's actually going to trine. Venus is already going to be in Aquarius by the time this energy trines. So we got the moon entering Libra. So we went from looking at how we about to strategize and work on our relationships with the Virgo moon and Sun in Aquarius. Now with the moon moving into Libra today, this is heavy relationship energy. This is heavy connecting energy. This is fast-paced energy. Air is everywhere. Air escapes. It's hard to trap air. So with the Sun and moon in here, in air, our emotions, our heart chakra, the heart chakra of the world, aka the moon, it's predicated and is influencing us to react and respond to our relationships. React and respond to how we connect to others on a one-on-one level. When the moon is in Libra, especially if you have a lot of air in your chart, this is a very relatable time. This is a time you may be real talkative, communicative. This may be a time that you're just so communicative that just the feeling of communicating, you in alignment with all the air energy, but this could be over communicating. This could be being too open with the thoughts and feelings right now. Now, but overall, with the moon in Libra, this is always a great time to find balance and points to agree and disagree with, you know, people in your relationships as well. All right, we know Libra is dealing with that balance energy, and even though 99.8% of Libras ain't got no goddamn balance, when we got the moon in Libra, that's what we trying to pay attention to. How are we balancing our personality, our personal issues within the external energies of the world? How do these things meet? How is our personal issues clashing with our relationships? This is all moon in Libra, but the Sun is in Aquarius, so we already paying attention to these things and taking action and experiencing these things, but more so with people we don't know, thinking about how we can look beyond the people that we do know. So now to start the week, this is heavy communication energy, heavy energy that could lead into overthinking, guys. So be careful of how you overwhelm yourself about things that haven't even manifested yet. But with the Sun and moon in Libra, we all could manifest a lot of situations, being open to a lot of conversations that could throw us off of responsibilities, a lot of texting and typing or scrolling on social media. A lot of that shit could get you caught up from more responsibilities at the time. So with this fast-paced energy, time gonna feel like it's moving quick because we're in a state of relating to other things, communicating to other things. So as much as we could be in the mind, we can be outside of what we want to personally work on for the most part, and be seeking a lot of this energy outside of ourselves, or paying attention to a lot of energy outside of ourselves to start the week with all this heavy air. But this is going to be a energy to help us gain a lot of clarity in our relationships, and it's going to create a lot of opportunities for how we're connecting with others. So we just want to be spiritually prepped and be in certain energies to understand what it is that we want to relate, so we could be in a space to bring that in with all this heavy air energy. So, right before the moon moves into Libra early in the day, is going to trine Venus. So we're going to have like a real harmonious energy to start the day, real relatable, but very real open type of energy. So we just want to be real mindful about who we connecting to, how we connect, how much we expressing and giving out. All right, air is a relationship sign. This is the relatable sign. This is the communication sign. So all this heavy air energy, this could also lead into us expressing a lot of things, expressing a lot of thoughts that we, may have been thinking about when it comes to others, but we haven't been relating and communicating it. Oh yeah, a lot of that gonna come out. So you want to be an active listener instead of being the one talking too much. So you could see some true colors to start the week. All right, now a lot of different energies on Monday, today. So when we look at the moon trining Jupiter, the moon is going to trine Jupiter. So we got the moon in the air sign, we got in Libra, we got Jupiter in the air sign in Aquarius. So with Jupiter in Aquarius, we're already going through a lot of new experiences dealing with different associations. All right, we're trying to utilize our wisdom and look at who we've been associating ourselves with and how we put ourselves out into the collective and unknown environments in order to have our individuality seen, or what we're working on, create more opportunities to connect to others. So this is what we're all experiencing right now with this shift with Jupiter in Aquarius. But with the moon trining Jupiter today, we're going to feel more connected to want to relate to this wisdom, or relate the wisdom that's gained from these experiences. We're going to be more influenced to want to probably, take more initiative or express more things or connect these things to others. Jupiter represents expansion. So with the moon aligning with it, we got the sun conjunct Jupiter and the moon trining Jupiter. So it's going to be a lot of opportunities to start the week dealing with you being able to enlighten others or be taught about some shit that's dealing with something you want to build, that's dealing with something that's within your responsibilities. Okay, we're dealing with heavy Saturn energy because Saturn rules Aquarius, but Saturn is exalted in Libra. Saturn is exalted in Libra. So, Libras have a Saturn influence. That's why Libras are dealing with contracts. They could materialize everything. Their relationships be a little way too practical about how they deal with certain relationships and connecting to others for the most part. But we're all going to be in a state with the moon trining Jupiter to create opportunities of how we're able to connect our knowledge and wisdom to others, how we're able to take action or react to our knowledge and wisdom, with the sun and moon aspecting Jupiter in this type of way. But this can also cause for us to be real spontaneous. This can open up portals for us to jump into a lot of new energies that entice us, may seem exciting, may paint a quick fantasy, and we jump into these situations with people, places, and things. So be very mindful of this. I'm telling y'all, to start the week, we dealing with some fast ass paced energies, some real giddy ass air, real revolving ass energies right now to start the week. So this is what we're dealing with the moon trining Jupiter, entering Libra, and then we got Venus entering Aquarius. Okay, so with Venus in Capricorn, we was valuing how we broadcast ourselves to the world. We was valuing the struggle, what we're working on, the transformations of trying to organize something. A lot of us were placed in experiences where we had to understand how we had to appreciate the marathon of what we're trying to build. We had to appreciate our struggle with the Venus in Capricorn, and we've been looking at our relationships more realistically. So now with Venus in Aquarius, all right, Aquarius, we know Aquarius dealing with the first of all, we got the sun, Saturn, Jupiter, Mercury going retrograde, all right, and now Venus coming into Aquarius. So yeah, we dealing with heavy, like right now, ain't nothing normal, ain't nothing stable, ain't nothing, like everything is gonna be, there's gonna be a lot of different experiences going on, period. It's gonna be a lot of situations that influence you to think out the box right now. A lot of us is going through transformations with our relationships. The area of your chart where you have Aquarius, this area is going through a lot of transformations. This is a lot of where this shift is going, is taking place at. So with Venus entering Aquarius, we know Venus going to bring support. Venus going to be when Venus gets into a new sign, this affects how we want to relate to others and connect to others. This is going to influence us to want to, feel this energy some more, understand this energy some more, You know, deal with more compassion in this area of life. So with Venus moving into Aquarius, right now we're in a state of wanting to have a different feel to our relationships. Right now we're going to want to exercise different forms of communication when it comes to, you know, a more romantic, intimate part of our lives, our dating lives. We're going to feel like we want to experience, you know, new horizons, new environments. You know, when it comes to dating and relating to others, we may feel like the scenarios and environments we've been at right now, that we need to change that up. Aquarius is always going to come with transformation. We're always going to have transformation here. We're always going to have unconventional ways of doing things here. We're always going to have different ways of doing things here. So with all of these energies in Aquarius, the world is just, ain't nothing the same. Nothing's the same right now. Everything's transforming right now. People are looking at their relationships differently right now. We're all individually seeing how we play a part in the collective, what role we play in the collective right now, how we pour back into the collective right now, the way we're thinking right now. Okay, a lot of the ways that we're thinking right now about our relationships are from real broader perspectives, are from, you know, we're looking at all different perspectives of our relationships that we wasn't looking at before. So with Venus coming into Aquarius, we're going to value doing things differently, communicating differently. We're going to value, all right, having people respect your individual perspective about things. We're going to want to support utilizing different ways of communicating with others. So don't be surprised with this energy. People start changing how they relate to you. Don't be surprised when around this time people start showing different colors around you, because people are feeling more individual about how they're dealing with forms of communication. A lot of people in their relationships feel like their individuality probably hasn't been seen or felt. So all these Aquarius energies, people are getting more detached from how they feel about things and just analyzing the reality of a relationship or a situation right now. Aquarius don't deal with all that emotion. Aquarius don't deal with that emotion. Aquarius analyzes the emotion. So this is what we're all in the state of doing. And with Venus moving into here, we can be analyzing our love, analyzing how we relate to others, and feeling like we need something different when it comes to our love. Okay, trying to experience new different environments, and you know, a lot of people just want newness when it comes to their pleasures, when it comes to what makes them feel good. So we got to be very mindful right now of how we may size up our relationships that are healthy. You got something good right now, and you may be feeling like you need something outside. Aquarius is dealing with the public environment, the unknown. So when Venus comes here, that need to connect to something outside of what's familiar to you, we all going to crave that right now. We all going to crave what's on that other side right now. All right, with Venus and Aquarius. So this can affect our relationships in different ways. But you want to just be conscious of when you have that influence, you know, to possibly express different points of views to people that y'all dealing with, or the different perspectives that y'all develop in the different ways y'all look at your relationships at the moment. So, you know, these heavy Aquarius energies with these heavy Aquarius energies, you know, part of the reason we're all going through a lot of transformation from things is because a lot of things that people were emotionally invested into, they're actually in a state where they can, like, a lot of y'all are in, a lot of us right now are in states where we are actually emotionally removed from a situation, and we're seeing it from a whole different logical point of view. Like, it's like, damn, I didn't know I could think about this situation when my feelings wasn't as invested into it. All right. And Venus and Aquarius is going to bring a lot of that. So this is going to be until the 25th. All right. This is going to be until the 25th. So we want to understand that this is what we're going through with our relationships. We're going to develop different and more unique different ways to communicate to people that we're dealing with. A lot of us can develop different ideas to stimulate things in our relationships right now, because Aquarius deal with the intellect. So right now Venus is picking up aka our love, how we connect to relate to others, what we appreciate, our values. We're developing all different type of new ideas and different perspectives, okay, on how to relate and connect these things. And we also being way more realistic about our love. We're being more, we can even say protective here with Venus and Aquarius. We're developing more strategies to put our emotions in more of a protective place where we know we can relate them with people that it could resonate with more. So right now it's like Venus here is also, Venus and Aquarius is also going to be an energy where, you know, while it's transiting here, we are about to be influenced to want to value associating ourselves with the right people. So we already had the influence that was gaining more of an awareness of how we can do these things. The sun here, Jupiter doing that. Jupiter helping us realize what wisdom we have to connect to the collective. Saturn being here now, helping us develop more practical, realistic ways to understand how to maneuver, navigate our relationships, where to put restrictions in our relationships. Mercury, us just having our mind develop all different ways to perceive our relationships and how we connect to others. Mercury has been having us think, we gonna get there, but with Venus being Aquarius, now we're valuing that. We're putting more feeling into feeling like we have to associate ourselves with different people. We put in more emotion into feeling like, you know, we got to be around people that is dealing with what we dealing with our soul tribe. We got to go out there and find that. So Venus is really appreciating what's different about you, and it's trying to support that. It's trying to build that up right now. So this is where our self-esteem is going to be. Okay, how much can I put my individuality out in the collective to resonate with people that I surround with, especially on a one-on-one level, especially with my relationships. So this is what we are dealing with. All right, now we already got Mercury retrograde. Mercury been retrograde for the past 2 days. We know when Mercury goes retrograde, or any planet goes retrograde, is in a revision, reflecting type of energy. So wherever it's at in your chart, you're going to be going over mistakes. You're going to be seeing how you could do things, but also past experiences of what you've been thinking and communicating about or relating to. With Mercury being in Aquarius, some of these situations is coming back. All right, and you know, I'll save that for my Mercury retrograde video. But we dealing with heavy Aquarius energies. Our mind, our heart, how we see reality, our responsibilities are part of our spiritual path. They're all invested in the intellectual and realistic, different, unique, and transformative energy of Aquarius. So we're all going through personal transformations of how we feel like relating to others, dealing with certain relationships in the world, and others are perceiving you, how they dealing with you. So a lot of shifts on this Monday. Okay, now when we go into Tuesday, we got the moon going to be spending a day in Libra. Is going to be trining Saturn and Sun into Jupiter. So we know the Sun, Saturn, and Jupiter, like we spoke about in the current energies last week, they're all conjunct, so they're working as a triple tag team. So the Sun is paying more attention to how it could build, you know, its reality amongst its associations, amongst how it connects to the external realm. All right, and how to utilize its wisdom, how to have more wiser actions. All right. So this is the triple tag team we got going on in that station over there that I broke down last week. So with the moon in Libra, when it gets into later degrees, it's going to trine that. So we're going to have opportunities to take action and react to all of them energies. We got all them energies in Aquarius. So all these different relationships, experiences, different things that we've been gaining awareness about, how we could use social media or do business, different ways how we could communicate to others, different ways how we could relate our individuality to the collective. All right, a lot of creative different ideas we've been having about how to deal with our relationships. Like all of this, we're gonna create opportunities to be able to connect to these things. We're going to create opportunities with the moon transiting here where we're going to feel like we need to react and respond and actually express some of these things. Actually, you know, implement you know, a practical action Saturn to build something on that, something concrete. So to start the week, there's going to be a lot of opportunities with all this relationship energy. Okay, you putting your individuality and what you're working on out there to start this week, you're going to naturally put yourself in a space to attract somebody that's dealing with that shit. All right, the lucky Libra told you. So that's what we're dealing with on Tuesday. Now when we get into Wednesday, all right, the moon is going to trine Mercury as it's, you know, moving into its later stages of Libra. We know we got Mercury retrograde at the end of Aquarius, moving its way back. You know, no planet is necessarily really moving its way back. It's a perspective thing, how it looks like, how it's coming off to us from where we're at. But that's that. When we look at Wednesday, the moon is going to trine Mercury as it moves its way there out of Libra. So we're going to be able to react and respond to some of the mental confusion that we may already are heavily dealing with Mercury and retrograde. I already said the shadow period was hard. So with Mercury and retrograde, it's just a lot of past relationships, a lot of things that we done expressed and communicated to others. That shit is coming back. You feel me? It's like we're going to be dealing with a lot of shit that's like, damn, why did I say that to this motherfucker? Why did I go on that date? Why did I do them things? And now we dealing with them shits in Mercury retrograde. All right, so we want to take our time articulating, expressing ourselves, and taking action on certain things. But with the moon trining Mercury, we're going to create opportunities to be able to, you know, bring some clarity to that mental confusion or some things that we already started you know, become undecided about or overthinking these past couple of days, because this Mercury retrograde energy is already pretty intense. So that's what we're going to be dealing with. And then we're also going to have, you know, the moon is going to enter Scorpio, and it's going to be squaring Venus. All right, because we're going to have Venus in that Capricorn Aquarius, that Aquarius Capricorn cusp, but it's going to be, well, Capricorn Aquarius cusp. All right, and the moon is going to be squaring Venus at that end stage of Libra. All right, got that cardinal and cardinal square. So, you know, it's going to be a little influence of us trying to align our actions with getting comfortable, you know, somewhere in Wednesday with our relationships. So don't try to force anything, dealing with how you're trying to get comfortable. For the most part, just try to, whether you're trying to connect the emotion with others, getting comfortable in your home, dealing with any form of, you know, finding some balance within the emotion with the moon squaring Venus. You know, always try to look at things from a bigger picture and not force the issue Wednesday. Okay, but the moon is also going to enter Scorpio, and we know the moon is uncomfortable in Scorpio. Scorpio is dealing with that deep passion, deep emotion, trauma, the underworld. All right, ulterior motives, hidden agendas, transformation, intensity. So when the moon gets here, it's like, god damn, it's a lot of motherfucking passion, but it's hard bringing this shit all the way up. Like, sometimes I just really want to rest here, because that's the moon in its fall state. So it's like the moon is really in its subconscious energies here. So the way we react and respond to the emotions is debilitated. It could be uncomfortable. We can just feel uncomfortable when the moon is transiting Scorpio. We could feel the influence of certain things that we got to work on emotionally. So we want to understand that we're going to be in them energies and dealing with a sense of privacy, solitude, and being able to connect to that on your own, or connect to people that you're like this with, aka what Scorpio moons do. What Scorpio moons do. Scorpio moon circles is like this, bro. So it's like this the energy we want to be in, so we could find some clarity with that emotional you know, with that emotional turbulence we may be experiencing with the moon going in Scorpio. But guess what? We also going to be motivated. We also going to see ways to do things behind the scenes. We're going to be able to see things behind the scenes with our relationships. We're going to see some, we're going to be able to have a transparent touch on the things that we're connecting and attaching ourselves to, and give us more of an awareness on how to deal with the emotions that's been invested into certain things with the moon dealing with Scorpio. Moon gets into Scorpio, it's time to do a bit some shadow work. It's time to look in the mirror, right? It's time to feel out things that you put under the bed, behind the closet, you've been trying to hid. Time to feel that shit out some more. Trying to get in tune with that shit some more. All right, that's why you need some Scorpio friends around you. All right, now We ain't got nothing, same transits going on for Thursday. We got the moon in Scorpio. Then when we move on to Friday, all right, February 5th, the moon is going to sextile Pluto in Capricorn. You know, Capricorn and Scorpio sextile each other. So I love this sextile because Scorpio dealing with all that goddamn deep intensity, passion, and emotion. All right, we know that water dealing with the vibe, but Capricorn dealing with passion too. It got Mars energy too. It's ruled by Saturn, but it's Mars exalted here. So you got two passionate ass signs, but this passionate water lands right on that dry ass, practical, sturdy, strong, strong-minded, you know, strong-willed Capricorn energy to provide some type of formula, you know, for this drive, this Capricorn drive to have more of a, you know, emotional intent, you know, with what it wants to do career-wise or whatnot. So you dealing with Capricorn, Scorpio, Sun and Moon, like these people don't play about their time. Capricorn, Sun, Scorpio, Moon, oh yeah. Yeah, they don't play about their time. Scorpio, Sun, Cap, Moon. The Scorpio, Sun, Cap, Moon is like both energies. The moon is debilitated in both energies. So the moon don't fuck with Scorpio, don't like to be, is uncomfortable in Scorpio, it's in this fall state, and then the moon is debilitated in Capricorn, it's weak in Capricorn, you know, it don't deal with, it's so hard to deal with reacting and responding to the emotions because it's doing so much goddamn construction work and reacting and responding to stability, career, how it thinks about these things. So it's like them two energies, yeah, if you dealt with a Scorpio, Capricorn moon, yeah, you dealt with a no-nonsense motherfucker. And if you got them energies in your Sun, Moon, rising, I already know you know nonsense. Alright, so you know, that's the energies we gonna. Oh, so with the moon sextile and Pluto, though, we got Pluto and Capricorn at them end stages in Capricorn, and the Scorpio moon making his way out of Scorpio. All that passion and intensity, also that uncomfortable energy we gonna be feeling with the moon making his end stages in Scorpio. With this alignment, all right, we're gonna have a real harmonious opportunity to be able to find ways to transform that heavy energy, you know, and see how we could utilize it to something we're trying to build. So this type of energy this weekend with the moon moving into Scorpio to start the pre-weekend. Well, not even pre-weekend, it moves into Scorpio Wednesday. But you know, with us experiencing this energy late Wednesday and then Thursday, Friday for the pre-weekend, this type of energy is like this the type of energy where you could get in an argument with somebody. It could be a clash of how you try to connect the emotions, or how you thought about something behind the scenes, or you read too deep into something, moon in Scorpio, and then over the weekend is like you realize that's something that like you patched it up, and you just realized a quick lesson on how that could help you with something. Like you realize something about yourself, or you realize how you could take something that you've been feeling and apply it somewhere else, or why you've been feeling a certain way and how to work on that. Because Pluto brings transformation, expiration dates, death, puts death to things. So certain deep emotion with that moon in Scorpio, we're gonna find ways to cultivate that, use that, you know, transmute that with it, you know, hitting its co-ruled planet in Pluto. But this is also going to bring opportunities to express some deep emotion that can end up being transformative, Pluto. So they could be transformative for the good or better. Be wise how you bring that deep emotion out if you feel like you got to get it out in extremes, especially my water signs. And then for the weekend, we got the moon moving into Sagittarius. We're dealing with a Sagittarius moon for the weekend. So when the moon transits Sagittarius, you know, first of all, with the moon being in Scorpio and the sun being in Aquarius, Wednesday and Thursday during the Scorpio moon transit, you know, the sun squares the moon. I didn't make note of this, I almost skipped that, but I just realized the sun squares the moon. So we have the sun in a fixed sign Aquarius and the moon in a fixed sign Scorpio. So these is two fixed signs being consistent with the ways that they deal with thinking, Aquarius, and the way they feel about shit, Scorpio. So these energies be clashing because it's like, it's so funny because they remind me, to me, Aquarius and Scorpios have so much similarities, but the way they clash is funny as hell because it's like Scorpios is mad individual with how they deal with how they feel about shit. Then you got Aquarius is real individual with how they think about things. So when they get around each other, it's like they be sizing up each other's perspectives about things. They be sizing up like they be like, it's almost like mental clashes, mental they could get real strategical, trying to read each other behind the scenes way too much, start playing deep psychological mental games with each other. Yeah, Scorpio Aquarius clash, I know about it. I know how y'all be getting into it, and that's why y'all also be having that gravitation, that extreme pull. That's why y'all be, Aquarius and Scorpios be having a lot of one night stand energy. Scorpios and Aquarius, they be having a lot of situations where they was just friends and it just turned into extreme connection. A lot of Aquarius Scorpios get into relationships that they never thought they would be able to get into a relationship with this person. Now they just extremely connected to this person. So with this type of energy, we gonna feel real secluded and isolated when it comes to wanting to connect to others a bit. And when we do connect to others, we just really gonna feel motivated to have a piece of our individuality be seen, whether it's a thought or how we feel about things. So we have to learn to get these things on the same page. All right. Aquarius also deals with associating and being out in the open, communicating, getting known in the public environment, experiencing the outside world. Scorpio, we know, is dealing with behind the scenes, reserved, being deep, stealthy, you know, moving in the dark. So that's another way they clash as well. So Aquarius teach Scorpio, like, yo, Scorpio, you creative as hell. Who the fuck gonna know? You gotta associate it, network it. You gotta relate that to the external realm. Scorpio be telling Aquarius, like, motherfucker, you need to start thinking about relate, network, and you actually gotta give yourself a chance to feel about what you be doing. You gotta get yourself a chance to, you know, really understand and put some emotional intent behind what you're trying to build, instead of just look at it from a practical standpoint. Because I gotta feel I gotta have my feeling in it when I'm doing it. So this is what these two teach each other, and this is the clash we're all going to be internally dealing with, you know, dealing with Wednesday, Thursday, leading into the weekend. But when we get into that Sagittarius weekend, when we've got the moon moving into Sagittarius on Friday, we dealing with that sextile energy. So we're gonna, with Sagittarius, is more of a free-spirited, uplifting, spontaneous type of energy, and with it moving into with the moon moving here, we're gonna want to react and respond to being more expressive about our knowledge and wisdom. We could be way more real spontaneous with this energy, especially with the sun being in contact with Jupiter and Uranus. We are already dealing with, you know, having spontaneous, impulsive actions, being excited by things quick. So with the moon in Sagittarius, it could be a wild weekend because this creates a sextile with the sun. So not only are we going to want to react and respond to our inspiration, our wisdom, what we feel like we could teach others, what we feel our creative expression, we're going to have access to communicate it, relate it, and find realistic ways to associate it to others. Give it some life, give it some air, give that, once again, fire needs air to travel. So when you see something, all right, fire. When you got a vision, or when you feel something, fire. Once you put air to it, aka you relate it, you connect that fire. Now you're able to stimulate things. Now you're able to connect things. Now you're able to put things together. Now you're able to manifest relationships, all right? And so this is why fire and air signs, they make shit happen when they get together, all right? Could be quick, could be really quick. So this weekend gonna be fast paced. But Aquarius is the time is more fixed air. So is the air, it's this air in this water bottle right here. This trapped air is fixed, it's concealed in a way. So it's having more of a stable way of thinking. So this would stabilize it some more instead of the sextile with the you know, the I won't even compare that sextile. I was about to say Aries and Aquarius, but either way, we're going to be in a state of feeling more expressive, being more spontaneous, wanting to learn, all right, dive more into our, dive more into what we feel like we've been experiencing, our spiritual travels, and we could be real relatable and communicative about these things, all right? So I'm going to get some current energies up during the week to follow up on what we've been experiencing on these heavy shifts to start today, which is Monday, February 1st. Hope everybody has a prosperous and productive month, okay? You guys want to go ahead and check out my Patreon. We're doing big things on there. Road to 100 Patreons. Okay, we got monthly classes. I'm doing a whole bunch of exclusive content and doing a whole lot of things to help people understand how to read the chart on their own and whatnot. Okay, and make sure you check out to the website so you can connect with the lucky Libra and all that. And until next time, family, peace.